So, hello everyone, welcome to Linear History. As usual, my name's Adam. We're back with Pyre. This was a patron-selected game by Leander Tucker. So if you want to suggest games as well, you can do so by supporting me over at patreon.com/linearhistory. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I'm looking forward to this greatly. We're going to have a lot more sports, but also I think there's a lot more historicity hiding behind the sports. So we're going to get to talk about all that. We're going to start that off today over with this nice, gorgeous harpsichord title screen. Billy, don't love that. Don't love the breaking the shoulder blade. Anyway, harpsichord. So, harpsichord in particular is really popular in mostly the 18th century. It kind of becomes a more portable version of the organ, which is popular in the 17th century, and then it gets replaced on the other side with piano, when that becomes more and more popular. So, a harpsichord kind of occupies this really narrow window of being really very interesting as this elite, keyed stringed instrument. If you don't know, a harpsichord works basically like a guitar pick, right? Every key has a little hook attached to it that'll then pluck the strings, as opposed to piano, which has hammers that strike the keys, or strike the strings. So, it gives this really nice tonality. And in this particular context, I think... Yeah, Dildrum, that's not a bad explanation, right? But harpsichord is way more similar to harp than piano is, right? Because they both have the same shape. They both have the same set of strings, but as I said, piano has hammers. It's just, you're gonna hit them with hammers a bunch of times as you play. Harpsichord actually plucks them like a harpist's fingers. So, it's this really cool moment in time. That's a lot later than pretty much everything else we're looking at here. There's some early modern, like, astrology stuff, but there's a lot of, like, medievalist manuscript culture, late medieval symbology going on here. So, it's not really temporal to the rest of the aesthetics of the game, but that doesn't really matter because really what the music needs to do is be ethereal, right? We're looking at something kind of spooky, kind of mournful, and very sacred. And harpsichord, being so ingrained with the elite culture of the 18th century and the musical culture around that, ends up doing that really well. It accomplished all three of those tasks magnificently. Big fan. Big fan. Yeah, you're right, G-Silver, a lot of them are, right? My two flutes are both, designs from the 19th century. They're actually designed by the same person. Yes, Kappa Crab. And to get that out of the way, that's important, yes. Speaking of medieval symbolism, will we eventually do a stream of Elden Ring? Yes, that is the game on the docket after we finish Pyre. Right, because Great Ace Attorney we may put on hiatus eventually, because that destroys my vocal cords. But AC Valhalla is going to take precedence. That's next week. We're finishing up Historians vs. New World next week, and then God of War is finishing up. So yeah, after Pyre finishes, we're going to be starting up Elden Ring. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a great time with it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But, man, if you want on-the-nose medievalism, that game has so much on-the-nose medievalism. Hello. Greetings, reader. It is good that you are here, but there is something that I wish to tell you privately. Do you have a moment? I shall not keep you long, though I know your time is precious. Since I apparently didn't save this, You bid him continue, and make clear your interest in whatever he has to say. Very well, and thank you for your time. And I should further note, matters that pertain directly to the rights I must reveal to you alone, for thus I am obliged. In any case, when you confronted the Withdrawn, and witch Umilda, you might recall she tended to evoke a certain name. Islach, the Astral Boy. I hesitate to say it even now. You would be forgiven if you took the ravings of Udmilda for mere nonsense. However, her words, as it turns out, ring with a certain truth. Before the union of the 8 scribes, when they found them here in the downside, this land was even less hospitable, if that can be believed. It was ruled over by the greater titans. The one called Islach was the eldest and most fearsome of the lot. Just the same, the scribes managed to defeat it. They later used Islach's own hide and ichor to bind the Book of Rites. However, Islach did not truly die, for by some accounts it seems to be incapable of death. The creature is regenerating even now, though very, very slowly. Its vow is to devour this land and everything in it. Only then can it return unto whatever plane that banished it to ours. So, in a way, it is an exile, just like here. If ever should the creature be reborn, it shall be many ages hence. Thus, the ravings of Udmilda are more or less inconsequential for the while. Yet, the history of Islach is inexorably linked to the rites and therefore must be known. I trust your research of the book shall lead you to discover more in time. I hope all this is of some reassurance, and now I leave you to your more immediate concerns. I shall go check to see how everyone is faring at this time. He heads out into the evening, bidding you a good rest of the evening. Searching for something to drink. Giving himself a bath. Love you, Tizo. Lost in prayer. Foraging outside. Stretching his legs. I wonder if George R. R. Martin will make the same mistakes or new mistakes. I'll be curious. I don't know. I don't even own the game yet. So like, I don't know. We'll find out together, won't we? This is the place. Let us go see my client's companion as soon as you are ready. Oh, more talking. Hello. Yes, Rookie? You find Rookie rummaging in the corner of the black wagon. Hey, chum. You know what? It's good having someone else around here besides those two. So, come to think of it, there's something I wanted to get your take on. You have to promise to tell me honestly. Would you say... What I mean is, He hesitates, trying to find the words. Yeah, look, what I'm trying to say is, you sense something serious is troubling you. He moves in very close, making sure no one else is in earshot. It's about my mustache. I've been getting some conflicting reports about it. Would you say my mustache that makes me look a bit, you know, unscrupulous? Dag. What is the... It is very handsome, and if anything it gives him a very distinguished sort of look. Something about him makes him appear less trustworthy, and perhaps less useful too. It's perfect. You suggest that Rookie's mustache looks perfectly fine. He grins wide at you. Couldn't agree more, chum. I knew straight away that you're a real judge of character. Anyway, gotta check the wheels again for mates. See you around. She bounds off out of the wagon. Rookie gained +1 hope for the next ride. Why, hello, my lovely reader. What might I do for you? What is on your mind? Are you sloshing all the way across the flagging hands right now? A hideous place. Oh, so I understand. For I can neither see nor experience its wondrous aroma as you surely can. Although perhaps you are accustomed to it now? The night wings of the past mislike the place. Of that I can assure you. We share a common misery. Now, please, leave me to mine, unless there is a service you require me to render at this time. Take care of yourself, then. Seek out Big Bertrude. Big Bertrude's is a sickly gathering of bog dwellers who stay within shadows, yet you can feel their eyes surveying everything. The Lone Minstrel steps forward. Yeah, I've been trying to identify it, but I can't really hear it all that well, so we're gonna keep an eye out, or keep an ear out, see if we can identify a little bit better what's going on. Salindum Saleh. Sandalwood sent us. Those words are enough to make the bog dwellers snap to attention. They emerge from the mud and dark and been inspecting your black wagon with their strange tools. One of the bog dwellers, you know, actually, wonder if
From the plains that sleep below,
we're gonna do that.
canyons open wide, hear the song.
Just gonna do that. One of the bog dwellers slithers forth. She's larger than the rest, and leaves. I need to change the sound effect volume too. I want to keep the voices up, the volume of the rest of it a little bit down.
From the
There we go. She's larger than the rest, and leaves no doubt that she commands the others. Thou speakest the name Sandalwood. You would know his whereabouts. Reveal them to us. Good day to you, Big Bertrude. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, for Sandalwood always spoke highly of you, and your handiwork. He did he? In turn, we know who thou must be. Yet thou speakest of the past. Sandalwood, doth he yet live? Speak plain, and quickly.
Cogna benedictus.
To be frank with you, madame, I do not know for certain, for I've been apart from him for some time, carrying out his will. Though I have every faith that Sandalwood lives. As for his current whereabouts, I understand he awaits us somewhere near Wakingwood, beyond the waters. We wish to seek him there, though as you can see, our wagon is ill-suited for the task. The one called Bertrude frowns at this, studying the lone minstrel all the while. Indeed. Then leave us. Return at dawn. That is all.
Ma forte varus.
By your grace, Big Bertrude. The lone minstrel turns away, but Hedwin stops him.
Commentus.
Hold on. Are you sure about this? Leaving the wagon in their care?
Varusta sare.
All should be in accordance with my client's plan.
Jeheritarimas.
You keep calling Sandalwood your client. He must reward you well.
Tamta.
Aye, in a manner of speaking. He helped me find a sense of purpose I thought lost. Hedwin nods at this, then turns to you. Well, my friend, I guess we'll see what happens, right? I'm off to let the others know. You find yourself with time for your vocations, while the bog dwellers go about their business. We might forage, we might study in private, or we might mentor a companion. Study. Look at our book. You excuse yourself from the others to pore over the Book of Rites, and its mysterious and its mysteries. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Indeed, we have a lot of studying to do. You concentrate on the substance of the words and teachings of the Book of Rites, such as you understand them so far. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. You gain reader's influence, spirit. Continue our journey. Blues, welcome. The lone minstrel finds you early the next day.
Beatus tamta.
Reader, it is ready. Please, come have a look. The others are already there. The lone minstrel beckons you to come to the wagon. It hath become a boat. The black wagon appears different now than it did even the day before. The hull is fully sealed and reinforced, and all manner of nautical equipment adorns the port side. Wow. You people seeing this? I'm gonna have a look around.
Sacar Pyre.
The wagon should be fit for a sea voyage. Let us depart at your earliest convenience. What about Big Gertrude? She then appears, as if on cue. Tell that Sandalwood he owes us twice over. If I may, Big Gertrude, you could tell him yourself if you wish to accompany us in our voyage north. Our group would welcome someone of your vast experience. Dare thee make flirtations upon us? No, enough. But should ye see that Sandalwood, tell him also to come and visit us again. Now, be gone from here, and tell no one that we were paid in favors. She slithers off without another word. Soon the lone minstrel breaks the silence. We are fortunate that she assisted us, but we should go, just as she said. I know the navigational controls, and shall explain. Well, are we playing a sports ball? We will eventually play a sports ball. This is so exciting, I don't know how to swim! Tizo seems to share Shay's enthusiasm for heading out to sea. I am beginning to feel ill already. Your black wagon became seaworthy. The Sea of Solace awaits. Farewell! Let us yeet ourselves off a cliff. Let us yeet ourselves. Jody may be a little seasick. I mean, to be fair, this does look like a fairly foul sea. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a nice touch. Worm Gulf. You and your companions watch the sea as your wagon rolls over the gentle waves. We have crossed into Worm Gulf. The tempestuous Sea of Solace lies beyond this death-still body of water. Exiled worms from the Sea Dominion naturally congregate around here. Wait, this is bad. Wait, this is very bad. I hope that all of you are acclimating well. There is no acclimating to these worm-infested waters. Now, for being reckless and single-minded, they are perfectly suited to fill the Commonwealth's front lines. We risk everything to sail here. As long as we follow the cold current Big Gertrude indicated, we shall be safe. If the next ride is in the middle of the sea, how will our adversaries meet us there? They shall find their way as we find ours. It is all part of the scribe's design. Now, reader, please confirm the next point of our sea journey. We seek the hulk of oars. According to the stars, the next ride shall soon commence here. A carcass of the doomed exploring vessel Dazraban, lost in the waters of the downside. I suppose we're going that way. I don't see a lot of other options. Outer Solace. Fetid waters off the coast of Flagon Hands. That's not helpful. Fetid waters is a bad sound. Boing. Aw, that's great. Look at that. Excellent animation. The wagon continues rolling gently across the waves, which seems to be a welcome change of pace after having come from Flagging Hands not very long ago. However, Jadariel seems more concerned now than before, and paces ceaselessly. When she notices Ruki, she stops him for some questioning. Greentail, how is he doing? Who, Hedwin? Oh, he's pretty much the same. Been up all night rushing into the waters if I had to guess. His first time out at sea? His first. She turns to you. Reader, please check on Hedwin when you have the opportunity. He requires our support, and we require his swift recovery. You wish them a good afternoon as you go check up on the others in the group. Later, you find Hedwin looking out of sorts. Oh, hello, my friend. It's just... the sea hasn't been good for me, I guess. It's funny, all this trouble. Just get back to the Commonwealth of all places. Hey, tell me something. What do you miss the most about that place? Hedwin wants to know what you miss about your past life. The book collection. Sure, it was highly illegal, though just the same, you miss having had access to those volumes. The few friends you had, your life was almost always difficult, but several of your longtime confidants did help you to get by. Perhaps the food? Your mouth waters at the thought of it, at least compared to what passes for sustenance here. You have made conscious efforts to discard most of your memories of living in the Commonwealth. Books, 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 books. You tell them that you miss your book collection most of all, after having taken many pains and risks to put together. Yeah, I figured as much. I bet they burned all of your books, didn't they? Those scum. Anyway, I'll be fine, I think. Thank you for checking up on me. You sense he wishes to be alone. There's not much to be done for him for now. I see it appears Hedwyn is too ill to conduct the next rite. I'm sorry for my interruption, Peter. Please again confirm the next point on our voyage. Well, out to sea! Let's go! Oh, wow! Oh, that's gorgeous. By the scribes, the sea I didn't know was so beautiful. Having escaped the waters of Worm Gulf, we can now see what must be the hulk of orbs, far on the horizon. Not everyone's taken well to the sea voyage, however. Tizo is wondering if Hedwyn is feeling better. He requires rather wet rest, Tizo. All we can do is to wish him a swift recovery. Reader, sir, from this point our voyage must diverge from Bertrude's instructions. Please consult with your companions about which course to take. So it's over there. The north current towards the Hulk of Ores runs as quick as Under King Ores. Oh, Hulk of Ores. Okay. Under King Ores himself. Shapley thought the 8 scribes shall bless you here. Fathomless Trench. The south current towards the Hulk of Ores teems with fish and other life. Chat. I regret to say that we shall follow Tizo for being the cutest. Bloop. We are the boat. Tizo! The sea is peaceful for the most part, save for occasional strange shimmers beneath the surface. You realize the lone minstrel is looking down at them along with you. Those shapes down there, some must be worms of the Sea Dominion. Vast and war-torn undersea region home to untold numbers of amphibious worms. And having conquered their waters, the worms clamped onto the Commonwealth shores in search of new wars. Great. Tiktaalik climbed into the out of the water for this. Honestly. Precambrian coming out of the, or not Precambrian, Silurian? Coming out of the water at the end of the Silurian period was a mistake. Understand they've tirelessly fought the Commonwealth's wars, having grown weary of their own. Must make worthy adversaries. Tizo appears to have spotted something tasty. Tizo dives without warning into the depths below. And there he goes again. That one enjoys being at sea, despite his perils. Eventually, the little imp resurfaces, clutching something in his claws. Tizo caught a black-eye puffer. You could always sell it. Did we just jump? Oh, whoa. Alas, you arrive at the Hulk of Ores after journeying across the sea. Seems the next ride is to commence here soon, though there is no sign of your next adversaries. Next. Yet. Yo! What an amazing shipwreck here. Hello. Oh, hey, you guys. What run into you today out here around the middle of the drink. Now, when I mean not like Christmas Day, so have a look. I'll give you a good deal. Come now. We shall sell. And both of these are freaking cheap. Yoink. Yoink. And I can't afford any of the... Well, I could afford some of these. I don't know that these are super good, but I could afford them. I think I want to save up for the Lunar Glass, though. That is definitely a really strong talisman. Pleasure was all mine as you guys. And yes, I am intentionally making the shopkeep sound like Skelly, because honestly, of course he should sound like Skelly. Nautical bell. Along the back way of seafaring equipment, Hedwin uses it to signal when food is ready. Keepsake from Big Bertrude's. Hello. Silver Cudgelhead. A limbless, cold-blooded creature rescued from the sea. It is fully grown and has led a rich life. A keepsake from Worm Gulf. Nightwing's Sigil. Yes, Ariel? Reader, a moment of your time. You ask what is on her mind.
Tom Diaman.
Edwin. He is beginning to recover from his illness. However, its sudden onset serves as a reminder, I believe. I have known Hedwin since he was a child. Even now, I hesitate to say that he has grown. Nevertheless, there are such things that even I would never say to him directly. For instance, I struggle with his confidence at times. Whether he leads us to our freedom or our doom, I'm ambivalent. Speak not a word of this to him, of course, in case that is unclear. I shall tell him in my own way if and when the time requires. In any case, when times remind me of his mortal weaknesses, I end up having to consider what should happen if we become separated permanently.
Umeletom.
What I mean to say is, you should know that I'm fully pledged now to this quest of ours, whether Hedwin is the one to lead us to its end or not. I have my reasons. One of them is him. And I expect the same holds true for you. That is all I wish to say. Take care, reader. She nods and brushes past you towards the door. Aww. Aww, they're cute. Down the river, in the words of Golgothanian, the Master General. The Emperor, Solium Mur, knew naught of this, of course. His expedition yielded not the treasure he desired, but brought him closer to his country than he had ever been before. As he traveled down the river Sglorian in pursuit of greed, he found instead an inkling of shame. He saw the sunken faces of his people, heard their words for him. In time he could not ignore it, and it proved more than he could bear. The river finally claimed him, his belongings, and his retinue. Once the people heard, I understand they cried with joy. Perhaps he ought to have perished. Well, the mercy shown to him, I think, is what transformed him. Well. I would see. These are just the same symbol on every page? Same symbol on every page? Okay, usually. What's interesting here, it seems that there isn't deliberately resonances to the, like, biography of Siddhartha Gautama here, in that the sheltered noble, though in this case by greed more than ignorance, goes out into the world, though in this case due to deception instead of by accident, sees the suffering of his people, is overcome with shame for it, and then disappears to go on a journey of revelation that ends with founding a religion. Like, this is just Buddhism. I'm afraid the rites are just Buddhism with Irish script. Do you have anything new for me? Greetings to you, lovely reader. I am at your disposal. Now, talk. There is an undulation essence, reader, which means I think that your black wagon sails the seas. Am I not right? Of course I am. She laughs at this, or at herself perhaps. I scarce remember the sea. It has been a little while since I bathed in it, you understand. My memories are wistful nonetheless, though, if I remember correctly, the Sea of Solace is a disgusting mockery of the Emerald Seas near the Empire. Be careful up there, will you? Now let me cease my prattling, lest I extend my sentence by another such eternity or two. We had best stick to business. Let us do this all again sometime. Well, let us commence the rite. Having landed at the Hulk of Ores, you and your fellow exiles now anticipate the hour that the rites are to commence again. What do you think, Tizo? Don't I look just like Master Hedwyn? Tizo is worried that Hedwyn is still feeling unwell. Wait, I think... what's that? What? What? He has a great helm. That's a 12th century, early 12th century great helm. A serpentine creature emerges from the water, followed by several others of its kind. You recognize it as a worm of the Sea Dominion. What are they all doing here? You see plain by their ritual raiments. The nearest one somehow loosens its mask. Good sirs and good ladies! So it is you that heed the summons to glorious competition against this knight and his brigade. Well then, let us do battle now without delay. More than our freedom is at stake here, but all our very honor, and this knight fully intends to reclaim his. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love him. Oh, and lest this knight forget, he is called Sir Gilman. He salutes you on behalf of the Pyre Hearts. Until the contest. He splashes out of you just as the stars above begin to shimmer with a strange light. Oh, I love him. I love him so much. One of the bestest boys? Definitely.
Relentless, aren't we, reader? Even the vastness of the sea was not enough to thwart your coming here unto the Hulk of Ores.
Hey, I got the pronunciation right for the first time.
To underestimate your adversaries here, despite their pitiable look. I am, of course, referring to the Pyre Hearts.
God,
These
this thing is
rites
spooky
offer
as heck.
war to them, and that makes you their mortal enemy.
This thing is spooky as heck.
Expect your battle to be glorious.
Oh boy. Your fellow exiles are gathered onto the rotting deck of the Hulk of Ores as your adversaries clamber into view. Ruki paws up to them. Say, what are you worms even doing here? Can't you just swim back to the Commonwealth, or the Sea Dominion, or wherever it is that you're from? Ha! An excellent point! It seems that these adversaries in the rites are clever, what did you say, sire? Just get rid of them already, Gilman, as your commanding officer this night hereby commands it. Hark! This knight wishes to introduce his noble commander. No worm knight in history has withstood as many frontline battles. Doff your helm, sire, as is our custom. My adversaries tremble at the sight of you. Sir Gilman attends to his commander's masks, despite his protests. Wait! Give this knight his mask! This knight hereby presents to you the great Sir Deluge. A noble visage, is it not? Sir Deluge trembles and squirms. So, yes, you can swim, or no? Ha! Of course we knights can swim! All knights of the Sea Dominion can! But we are exiles in this land the same as we. We can swim, 'tis true, but 'tis summarily impossible to swim back up the river down which we were flushed to end up here. Nay, there is but one way to repair. Silence, Gilman! Nobody cares! Back to your post! Sir Gilman hesitates, but does as he is told. This knight knows who you are, Nightwings, and he is not afraid of you. He sound climbs back into his mask and coils up to his full height. Now, on guard! The exiles of the Worm Triumvirate take their position as you focus on the Book of Rites. Alright. Reader, Hedwyn's illness means he cannot help us here. He shall be counting on us.
Who shall stand together here this night?
Ooh, that's a great question. Who shall be standing here with us this night? I think Jadariel might be super strong here, because they're tiny. Right, they're tiny. Jadariel's huge. That means if I can do it right, I can just, like, bully them. She's great at defense, regardless. The other options would be... And that would get her up to rank 3. That would get her a rank 3 mastery, which would be pretty good. So...
Jodariel.
I think... Shay wants some experience here.
Shay.
And let's give. Let's give Rookie some experience.
Rookie. Very well.
No way these worm bowsers are faster than me. Gilman! So status report, what is the enemy's position? They now sound ready to confront us, sire. A very brave triumvirate they seem to this night, sire. Brave? Air-sucking monsters, one and all. Pyre hearts, be ready.
Commence. Seize the orb.
Rolled. 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 Rolled.
Zeal.
Ah,
Mere
wrecked.
attempt.
Oh,
This worm. A flame is stricken.
nailed it. Oh god, that actually works so well. Jadariel just like slow walking.
The orb.
Yes, yes. And Jadariel slow walks it in.
Doused the
Oh
adversary's
great, this is
flames.
so this is not I regret to say this is not hard.
A banishment.
Ah,
Pyre weakens.
sad. I just had to say something, didn't I? But this is what we call Jadariel doing Jadariel things. Because, so they can just walk in,
United in banishment.
then Jadariel can just slow walk it in.
Jodariel
Call it a day.
plunged into their pyre.
Awesome, and that leaves... Gilman! Your former Slelpy! Fight them as though your miserable life is on the line! Your wounds do wound me, sire. This knight gives every right his very, very best. Though, perhaps we have much to learn from such a brave triumvirate as the one whom we now face. For whose side are you on? Get out there and vanquish them at once! They seem to be arguing... Oh, I think this is our chance.
There seems to be dissension in your adversary's ranks. Tis little wonder these fool worm knights are no longer fit to serve the Commonwealth. And it is done.
It is done.
Wings prevail.
Hooray!
Accomplished effortlessly, I might add.
Yeah, that worked well. I love the
Right
comedy
is
fight.
Done.
I expected more from the Worm Knights of the Sea Dominion. Nox Halas. The sea was making me a little queasy, honestly, but still we won. Those words were quick, alright, but Rookie Greentail's quicker. This night commends you, noble Nightwings. Gloriously fought indeed, and this knight shall wistfully remember this defeat until the end of his days. So silence, Gilman. This is all your fault, and now, cavorting with our enemies, how dare you? Worthy, this night will show you worthy, you miserable little miller. You are a failure, Gilman. Get now from this knight's sight.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles?
Did I not get any progress? Excuse me? Excuse me? I thought for sure I was going to get one of them to do something. Okay.
Until the stars.
Okay.
align.
Apparently I didn't get any boons off of that. So that was just for the fun. That was just for the fun of it. You'll love to see it. After triumphing over the Pyre Hearts with great prowess, you at last return to the wagon with your companions. There is little discussion of the Pyre Hearts, who seem to have already swam off towards whatever the stars next directed them. Instead, your fellow exile's attention turns towards your companion, who is absent for the rite. How is Hedwyn? The lone minstrel makes a sound, but no words form as yet. Something is troubling him. I urged him to remain bedridden. And he simply would not listen. I am very sorry, but... Wait, what? Everyone stares at the lone minstrel in stunned silence. The lone minstrel breathes a heavy sigh. But then... Hey, what's with the long faces, everyone? Minstrel, I should wring that neck of yours. As I was attempting to explain, Hedwyn is already up and about, despite my having strongly recommended further rest. Those that are unaccustomed to sea voyage and take ill, they are very likely to experience further symptoms if they do not remain bedridden or at least sedentary. Hedwyn is running a considerable risk of having to spend another night in great discomfort. What are you, a doctor? Nay, although I traveled before once, extensively. Look, I appreciate your caution and concern, Tariq, but I'm pretty well accustomed to discomfort here, and I had to see how things turned out tonight. I haven't had to stay out of a rite like that before. Gilman is very fun. I hope we see him again. So, you are back among the living then, Hedwyn. I was just seasick. Nevertheless, your full recovery requires rest. I think we could all use some rest after tonight. Anyway, thank you everyone for your concern, and I'm sorry that I worried you or caused you further burden. He turns to you. My friend, what do you say we figured out where to go next? I'm getting to miss being on solid ground. You follow him outside, where the night sky awaits. Hey, I wanted to thank you for conducting the rite back there without me being there. I could rest easy knowing you and the others would get through it. Anyway, I'll leave you to your reading. Can't begin to imagine where we'll be off to next. We're well past anywhere on the downside I've ever been. Even Jody hasn't gone this far. He bids you a good evening as you turn your attention back to the sky. Seek again our destination. I would say that we need to look fairly far afield. Trieste, the Silver Star, burns bright over the fissured lands of Black Basin. Oh boy, that's a horse. That's a horse that is on fire. Still further north then. You think more miscellaneous stars are available? I'll have to look at that next time. Not simply north, it shall prove difficult. What's the problem? Our destination is beyond the deathless Tempest. A vessel such as ours has little hope of traversing it intact. A Ponita? Yeah. Can't we go around it? Given our confrontation with the Pyre Hearts, our chances back in worm-held waters would be even worse. Come on, people, it'll be just another day on the downside. Go get yourself some sleep while we still can. Bet you'll feel better in the morning. Your optimism is infectious, isn't it? We'll concur that rest is in order, for the sea journey has been taxing to everyone. Come daybreak, you shall have to find a way to sail past the Deathless Tempest. Ah, cutie. Hello, Tizo. Tizo has been in a rather cheerful mood since being out at sea. He seems pleased to see you. Tizo is grateful for having had the chance to catch a fish, for old time's sake. Tizo was asking if you want to know why he loves fishing so much. You sense his inquiry is rhetorical in nature, so you anticipate his response. Tizo hates fish, loves catching fish, because he hates them and everything they stand for. He has devoted... What? He has devoted his life to the eradication of their kind ever since they killed his family. What? Tizo? He seems on the verge of tears, though as far as you are aware, imps cannot cry. Then he leers at you, eyes wide, expecting a response. It seems he told you a joke. You muster your best belly laugh, following Tizo's joke. He stares at you sidelong for a moment. Tizo admits the real reason he loves catching fish is because Falcon Ron pays a lot of soul for them. He snickers back at you and bounces off. Adorable. God, I love him. What is the occasion? Nothing. The occasion is nothing. Goodbye. No genociding the fish. You just cleaned your aquarium? You cannot murder the fish? Oh shit. That's bad. Oh god. Ruki? Or Tizo again? The south current towards Stormwall brims with our sea creatures. The north current towards Stormwall passes by old carcasses of ships long gone. Chat? Frothy or Ragged Rock. Neither of those are good news. But you know. Might be able to try anyway. I'm tempted to go for the valuables, because I need more of those. On the other hand, Tizo. It is a difficult proposition. Loot? Tizo. We went with Tizo last time? That's true. We did. Let's go north. Sounds like a plan. On the other hand, favoriting Tizo always sounds like a plan. So, meh. The remnants of a shattered fleet do little to raise the confidence of your companions, given that a massive, deathless tempest rages to the north, not far from your position. We ought to be more concerned with that storm than in fighting trinkets, Greentail. Oh, relax already, Jody, and let me do my job. I don't show up when you're there keeping watch and telling you to come off it now, do I? You interrupt me in the middle of my work no fewer than 4 times per day. We go on like this for some time before turning to you. Investigating the wreckage is going to take some time, but you may find something worth it to show for it. You suggest it may well be worthwhile to continue searching the wreckage after having come this far. Ruki grins wide. Need to see it my way, chum. Now let's see what we can get. After an exhaustive search... sorry, chum. I think I was just chasing the refraction of the sun or something. There's nothing down there. Jadariel fumes at all of this, but says nothing. Wrecked. We got steamrolled. So this is gonna be rough. You and your companions look upon the deathless tempest. The stars demand you sail beyond it, yet the very thought is beyond reason. Then something in the nearby water stirs, and from it springs something familiar. Ho, good ladies and good swords, this knight beseeches you to hear him, if you please. What is it now, Worm? The rites are ended. We have no further need of you. Oh, but you do! And in turn, this knight has further need of you, good lady. Out with it then. Let us be joined! Let this knight join you! Please! Can you believe this, Hedwyn? Not really, no. Nay, look here, not so surprised. Your valor in the rites did stir this poor knight's soul. He swears to you upon his long-lost honor as a would-be knight-errant of the sea domain, but he shall serve you to the end. What about your other worm friends back there? The Pyre Hearts? They are base cowards! This knight can no longer abide such spineless creatures, having witnessed true glory in our clash upon the hulk of Horus. Never have we been trounced so thoroughly. And furthermore, this knight shall aid your passage through the deathless tempest. It is not so that you seek passage to the north. With this knight's aid, you shall achieve your wish. I love him. I love him. Sir Gilman continues to persuade you for quite some time. He seems to know a way to cross the storm, some sort of long-held secret among worms exiled to these waters. Jadariel pulls the rest of you aside after Hedwyn gives her a look. Are you most sure that Sandalwood would want this thing along? Mostly sure. Sandalwood wants someone for each mask, and this one seems about as good as we're going to get. Jadariel glowers back at the worm, who tries his best to look presentable. Hedwyn is more gracious. He tells Sir Gilman that if he promises to help you cross the deathless tempest, then he can come along. For now. This knight is overjoyed, and he hereby swears to see you pass the storm. Though first, this knight requires your consent. Give unto this knight your blessings in the name of the Nightwings, and thus shall he go forth. Tentatively agree to whatever he is asking, so that he can get on with it already. It's not clear to you as to what exactly Sir Gilman intends for you to do right now. Yes? As you begin to say something in response, Sir Gilman cries out in triumph. He vanishes into the depths, yet through this close encounter with him, you cling to some sense of where he's going and what he intends to do. Sir Gilman is determined to help you cross the deathless tempest. I love him. Sir Gilman is amazing, and I think he's an interesting... He's a very chaotic character. Right. He is determined to prove himself to you and the Nightwings. Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls out to you. Notice, right, the thing that stands out to me with Sir Gilman, firstly, his outfit outside of the ritual is very late. Like, this is solidly, like, tournament helm 14th, 15th, 16th century. The tournament helm is a great helm from the earlier period, but this is late. And with the self-made quest here, indicates that he is doing this not because it is right, or because it is actually part of the social expectations. In fact, the opposite seems to be true, based on the behavior of the other worms. Master Reader, if you can hear this knight, then he implores you now, lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought be not far east of here. Today we shall bring peace to the embroiled sea. Know, however, among this knight's brethren, the actions we are about to take are highly forbidden. But they are highly just, for great justice. So, right, he's a variation on Don Quixote, where instead of being the old man deluded into thinking that he is a knight, he is rather the knight who has bought all of the propaganda of what a knight ought to be. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is incredible. Hark! Yonder lie the foul spawn of unfathomed lurners. The Sea Titan, once slain by the scribe under King Ordas. Her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. The Book of Rites. Exile worms within these waters long have harbored these abominations. You learn to bar passage through the downside channels for any save this night's own kind. Begone now from here, fiends! This night shall finish what under King Ordas started. Known as the Persevering or the Sea Sojourner. Oh whoa, this is amazing. What? Oh, well this is awkward. Hold it right there, you traitorous slut! How dare you turn your back on this knight? To your superior? Superior by rank no longer, for here we no longer serve the Commonwealth, last this night checked. Here you hold no sway over this knight. What have you done to the spawn? Have you no honor left at all? This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower, anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude to you. Why? You dare to staunch this tempest for those Nightwings? Good Sir Deluge. This knight was born to dare! Now come and fight this knight if you so dare as well. I freaking love him. Right. The thing is, right, Don Quixote can run the gamut from pathetic, as in Ferrante's original story, to pretty glorious. And so drinking the chivalric Kool-Aid is just excellent. We stand drinking the chivalric Kool-Aid when it turns you into a bro instead of a jerk. Ah! Pyre hurts! Banish him! This is an order! Ha. Come on, I'm gonna bait you in. Baiting you. Just absolutely rolled. Oh, this is amazing. What now, Sir Deluge? Shall you not face this knight yourself and leave the dirty work onto your charges? Fine, Gilman. You wish to stand against your commander, then have it your way. Sir Marsh! Lady Seagrass! To me, banish now this troublemaker! Boink. Get caught. You are master of this night no longer, Sir Deluge. Thus shatter our fraternal bonds. This knight would say it was an honor serving you, Sir Deluge, but that would be a bold-faced lie, and yet another stain upon his blackened reputation. Until we meet again! Wait, you lowly traitor! This knight will have your head! Gilman! Truly a victory for the forces of justice. Never noticed that, but love the inclusion of female knights. Do love that. As the day wears on, there is still no sign of the Worm Knight. Your companions grow restless. But then... Hail! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell and new scars to show for them. Sir Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to maintain decorum. He is, in short, the very image of a Worm Knight. And, more importantly, that little tempest ought no longer pose a threat for now. Behold! As if on cue, the deathless tempest begins to shimmer and subside. Right, he's not a very good knight, but he is also an excellent knight. And so, right, he's buying very much into the modern ideal, which is partially construction of the 15th century and mostly construction of the 18th and 19th, I should say, as to what chivalric behavior ought to be. There is no code of chivalry in the Middle Ages until extremely late in the period. There are mostly actually the closest we get is like variations on the Benedictine rule that are used by the holy orders, like the Hospitallers. That's pretty much it. It's quite late that the idea of a chivalric ideal emerges. We see seeds of it in the 14th century, but a lot of it is even later than that. Would you look at that? He really did it. Of course this knight did it! Now, if it would be alright with you, this knight could really use some shut-eye. The Worm Knight then collapses in exhaustion. You went headwind. Lift him up. A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Nightwings. Huzzah! I fucking love him. Oh, he's adorable. And so, yeah, I mean, right, including this trope in a game that is so self-consciously historicist and medievalist seems very clearly to suggest, hey, well, you know, a self-consciousness in their parody of the noble, though a bit hapless, for great justice. And I love it. With Sir Gilman's aid, you managed to breach the Tempest. You were true to your word, Worm, I shall give you that. But now what? We are stranded in this cursed storm. A most excellent question, and from one most fair. Tell me that once more, and I shall tie you into a knot. Ah! And from one... and from one most spirited as well. This knight was wise to side with you. Oh dear. Sir Gilman... I mean, mood. Hot buff lady be both hot and buff. But, chill. Just... Where do we turn from here? Answer the question now. Sir Gilman does no such thing. Although eventually he does make note of a specific current that should lead you to the lands beyond. If I may, I can corroborate Sir Gilman's account. We are close to making landfall. Then let me be the first to say, let's go! You're on the verge of sailing across the Sea of Solace. Let's say, Tariq?
Pyre?
Aye, Ruki,
And
what
you
is it?
got
Lee, you're always carrying around. You know how to play that thing,
Ah.
don't you? Aye, I suppose I do.
Already had it.
Good, because I was thinking it's a little gloomy here, and we could use a little tune to lighten up the mood, know what I mean? Aye. Then let me see what I can do. Music!
Before the salt and roiling sea, the moon began to cry. The valley ran with sorrowful tears and filled the waters high. The misty morning over the brine belies a leaden sky.
Chat, it is a marginally moment.
Stars all hide
Let us
away
have a
from
dance
the
party.
chill
Your best dancing
till
marginalia.
the evening rise. Oh,
Thank you all. This has been your marginalia moment.
the place where Plurna scuttled her foe, the doomed ship still resides. The Titan met her end on its prow, forsaken by the tides. In death she leaves her stain on the place. The tempest never dies. Her final throes and shivers and shakes 1,000 years gone by.
Yup. Telling the fight between Auras and Plurnus? Yeah. Big fan of it. Big fan of everything about this. At last, your wagon rumbles onto solid, jagged ground, the land called Black Basin. Your fellow exiles unpack the wagon so you can take stock of how best to reach your destination. Yes. Sandra status, blaspheming. Yeah, that's fair. Tariq status, strumming a tune. Understandable. A new thing. Sir Gilman's crest. Well, AC? AC Esquire, I am so sorry. This is in fact not a crest. This is a coat of arms, and a rather dubious one at that. It violates more than a couple rules, but it does look cool. The red on the different shade of red is the one that in particular worries me. You also have gold on silver, which is not great, but the red on a different shade of red is a bad look. Hello, Sir Gilman. You approach Sir Gilman, who must have just finished practicing his fencing maneuvers. He regards you with his single eye. Hail, Master Raider, this knight is determined to train harder, having joined the famous Nightwings. A spicy take. I shall need to think. For I'm afraid it's hard to get spicy when it is all so good. A chivalrous spicy take. Indeed. You know, I've got a good one. A good one that's even relevant. So, as you can see, in the bottom corner of the screen, we have a jousting match between animals and snails. There is another genre of marginalia, that is knights fighting snails. The spicy take is one such interpretation of why the heck they do that. Given that this knight is a snake, and a snake, like a snail, has no feet, it is relevant. But one such spicy take is proposed by Lillian Randall, who proposes several other spicy takes as well. There's a lot of interpretations, but one of them is that the knights, it is a parody of knighthood, where they have this very hard shell on the outside, and they're kind of soft and squidgy and not all that good for anything on the inside. Similar thoughts might be evidenced in like Gawain and the Green Knight and Gawain and the entire Arthurian court's complete failure to be like good at their jobs or the virtues that they claim to espouse. And so therefore, this game, by making their knights literally just kind of pudgy single-eyed snakes, obliquely references that. And then a similar ice cold take. Gilman is marginalia. Look, you wanted the spice, I gave you the middling amounts of spice right there. Now, the stale take is, of course, that it is not Gilman, but Deluge, who is actually the marginalia. For he, right, Gilman is the unironic espousal, so he has subverted the marginalia. Deluge is precisely what we would expect with that interpretation of the marginalia. And I would also propose that at various points throughout the Middle Ages, the fairly cold take is that popular sentiment towards nobility and knighthood is a little bit closer to Deluge than to Gilman. And now we need a compliment. Besides the fact that I love Gilman, I don't think that's a sufficient compliment, but I do love Gilman. I mean, my compliment, I think, just has to be just how expressive the artwork is. Right. Not necessarily historical at all, but it's so evocative in this very storybook style, and so it kind of ends up constructing these very, like, children's, illustrated Grimm Brothers style of fairy tale on the surface, from which all other history in the game kind of spreads out beneath. And that is a very good foundation to be, or very good, I guess, veneer to be putting over the top of it all. Because it does have surprising depth, and it's put over with the best possible coat of paint. He shall ensure that this triumvirate continues to live up to its most feared reputation. This is such an honor, and this knight has a great deal of honor to regain. Having fled the Pyre hearts, this knight fully expects now to conduct the rites in a most honorable fashion, to the fullest ledger of the law described within the books. Some triumvirates the sight met and perchance mentioned by name. They are inclined to bend the rules a bit, sometimes a lot, and to prevail by any means they can. But this is wrong! The exile who refuses to obey the rules as they were written by the Under King Oras as his 7 friends deserve neither his honor nor his freedom. Thusly does this knight have confidence the Master Reader shall resist any temptations to conduct the rites in any underhanded fashion. Now then, this knight must undergo a thorough cleansing, having trained until the point of fellness. So please excuse him, Master Reader. He slithers off, humming some sort of chivalrous tune. Tizo is eating, investigating outside, trimming her horns. Just talk to him, looking for food. A lot of food today, apparently. And blasphemy.
Maritio cumpra. Nare liberictus.
So then, we are back on solid land, or something like it, Then this must be Black Basin. Flames and noxious fumes on one side, suffocating forest on the other. Lovely, lovely place. So good of you to take me here. You truly would pursue those blasted stars until the farthest corners of this land, it seems. Though I had better cease my blasphemy, or else the scribes themselves might just descend from on high and strike me with another much-deserved penalty. The thrill of such transgressions, reader, sometimes it keeps me going. Not that I have any real choice. Now, we had best get back to our normal business, as it were.
Venta visetame.
I think it's bravely brave to rob it, and he bravely ran away. That seems chivalrous, right? Is Gilman a himbo? Inconclusive, more research required. You find that Headwind has asked for several volunteers to scout the area and report back. Alright everyone, don't go too far and let's meet back by dusk. Please, use caution. The exiles dwelling in these lands are, well, rather territorial. For your part, you remain with the Black Wagon to keep watch. You see occasional dark shapes soaring across the sky, but none of them draw near enough for you to see in any detail. Eventually, your companions make their way back, and everyone arrives as planned, or earlier. Hey everyone, I'm back, I have come back! Trade returns from the east with little to report, save for word that the glowing, molten rock there is very, very hot. This not yet lives, although he has little else to report. The newest member of the group, Sir Gilman, returns from a northern pass, visibly shaken. He appears to have discovered an intense fear of heights. Tiza wonders whether any species of fish live in the pools or rock nearby. But Lilim Tizo seems disappointed to have left the water behind. He remains with you, near to the wagon. There is a western pass that seems traversable. If we travel by the light of dawn, the shadows and the crags may well cover our advance against whomever may be watching. Begging your pardon, I do not wish to contradict your strategy, madame, though, in my experience, we shall not remain hidden for long during this climb towards the nest of Triesta. The exiled Harp matriarch lived in solitude among these very cliffs. The exiles of the High Wing remnants. And the surviving faction of the Winged Harps, the ancient enemies of the Commonwealth. Alright, they are as coarse as their feathers, they hold themselves superior. The Archjustice Androbeles the Ninth. Well, there's our Pope. We have heard tale of the Pope. You may have no love for them, inherently, but they have no such quarrels with me, for now. I may be able to negotiate safe passions. Negotiate? With them? Then Headwind steps in, has a little ministerial bows and backs away. Hey, let's not decide on this just yet. We're not going to get anywhere right now. That much we can agree on. We'll decide how best to go ahead come morning. Now let's take the rest of the afternoon and go to our barracks. Gidario glares at the sky as everyone disperses. Study! We shall study again. The texture of the pages of the book, the foreign bindings, despite the volume's age, shows so little sign of web. At times the power emanating from it almost overwhelms me. Blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. Tenacity. Oh. Neither of these seem terribly wise. Neither of these seem very smart, chat. Fish. Tizo, please don't go looking for fish in the lava. This seems like a bad plan. Try boating through the lava. Peter, I hadn't thought about it. Let me just... Nope. Nope. No can do. We've got a minstrel recommendation. Well, I think that might be our answer. Let us go. I want to see these harps too. They're harpies, but, you know. Show yourself, you frightened little birds! All day long, winged shadows cross the sun. You are being watched. Jodariel is very unhappy about it, though the lone minstrel now comes to talk. Perhaps I can communicate with them. Please believe me, madame, when I say your enmity towards the harps had best be held in check here. Jodariel looks at him with fury in her eyes, yet he retains his calm demeanor. Soon she grants his request with a silent gesture. Then he calls her to the heavens. Good sisters, we are humble travelers such as you, and we beg your leave. We journeyed by the sea and seek safe passage through your land. We shall not disturb your hunting or your nests. The request is met with nothing but silence. You search in vain for any indication of acknowledgement. Then, without notice, one of them appears. She swoops the minstrel up and out of sight before Jodariel can respond. Damnation! Wait here, I shall go find him! For a long, terrible moment you are alone with your panic. Soon, however, the lone minstrel returns amid the sound of flapping wings. He does his cloak and calls out toward them. We thank you for your hospitality, good sisters. We shall be on our way. Having seen this, Jodariel returns, sullen. The exiles of the High-Wing remnants are letting you pass for now. Seems they're having some dispute within their ranks, and wish no further troubles for the time. It is a warning, one that leaves Jodariel fuming. Jodariel does not want... Alright, Jodariel, you're gonna take a day off. You're gonna take the day off. Headwind, you're gonna be in. Oh god, it's gonna be such a weird... There's gonna be such a weird party. Wait, this is gonna be such a weird party. Unless you arrive at the nest of Trieste, where the next rite is soon to commence. You should have the feeling that unseen eyes watch your wagon's ascent, and remain watching, even now. Oh hey, you guys, what brings you way out here? No, wait, don't tell me, I don't want to know. All I want is for you to get the best deals on the downside. So many things. Well, we'll just grab these. Thank you, Minau. Thank you, Minau. And as for these, I don't think either of these... This one's really good. Don't get me wrong. Like, these two are both actually very good. But... I can't afford them. So, we won't worry about them. You guys have a good day out there. We have lore. The hunt for Myrrh, in the words of Golgolothanian, the Master General. My emperor lay there, bleeding and alone, stranded in a bitter land beyond the river. With fleeting consciousness, he understood the folly of his quest, and the folly of his rule over his country. Thus did he await the last embrace. It was the imp, Ha'ub, that nursed him back to health, and warned him often of the dangers he would have to face. Many enemies of Myrrh would come in search for him, some under employment by the rope collar, some longing openly for cold, uncomplicated vengeance. I was one of them. I plunged into the river willingly. We needed to be sure that he was dead. Well,
Hare cognitaras.
nothing new? Sad.
Talos de cognitaras.
It seems Latinate, right? The language that they're speaking seems very Latinate. You and your fellow exiles gather on the blasted lands called the Nest of Trieste, expecting the imminent commencement of the rites. You see no sign of any adversaries, but then you hear the whooshing sound above. Oh Christ. This then is what passes for the Nightwings now. Such a rabble, not even dressed for the occasion yet. It seems the scribes have little pride in their tradition. Hold your tongue, little bird, we have not come for talk. No, you have come on behalf of your commonwealth. Mark well my words, your horned filth. When at last we free ourselves, your home shall burn. With that, the harp swoops off as Jodariel glowers after her. It's only then that you realize another harp has come. She is quite serious, I assure you. I can't help you sort her out. It's in our mutual interest. You know not of my interest. Let's give this another shot. Hi, my name's Pyre the Third. Alright. Alright. The surly one back there, that was my blood sister. No need to judge her harshly though, we've only met just now, although I must say, something about you reminds me of her. How dare you implicate that I have anything in common with your ilk? Just then, Hedwig shows up to intervene. He whispers something to Jajariel. No, Hedwig, you cannot be serious. Jody, I'm asking you to trust me on this one. Am I perhaps interrupting something? Say, by the way, however did you make it all this way across the sea? Didn't see you flying. They're pretty, they are. Trust is something I am loath to give away, Hedwig, but you have set our course thus far, and I have followed, so do as you must. That Sandalwood had better have an explanation for all this. Alright. Oh boy, this is going to go badly. Jadariel storms off as Hedwig turns to you. What's your take on this one, my friend? Our informant wants someone for each mask? I hadn't expected we'd run into a harp, yet here she is. What are you getting from her? You turn your attention to Pamela, who has been watching with bemused interest. Ah, a reader, are you? Please make your acquaintance, darling. Well, here I am. Guess tell me all you like and tell your comrade there the truth of it, why don't you? You sense that she is conflicted about something, though you do not know what. You also sense that her motives, here and now, are earnest. Oh boy. I'm getting dubious vibes. You tell Hedwig that you have several misgivings about Pamela and suggest caution before accepting her into your ranks. I share much of your concern about her, my friend. I have to give Sandalwood the benefit of the doubt, as well as Pamela. We've come this far thanks to a certain faith. Rhino was telling me to take her with us. I hope you'll back me up on this, as I'm sure Jadariel won't like it. He then turns to Pamela. I'm Hedwig. We'll accept your offer on 2 conditions, if you'll hear me out. Conditions? Why sure, I love a good condition or two. First, after we're finished here tonight, you come along and make sure that your blood sister and your friends don't give us any trouble when we're headed out. Second, you'll have to find a way to get along with Jadariel, whom you met earlier. Brilliant! I had no plans to stick around here anyway. As for your demon friends, no doubt we'll get on famously. Now, I don't suppose you have an extra set of raiment I could use, because I think the ride is getting started. You look up and realize she is right. Pamela Thane joined you. She has a score to get to settle. I'm getting bad vibes. That's alright. My sense of this game, however, right, is that there are bad vibes, but also there are not very many characters who are truly...
I thought for sure the stars would have eluded you by now.
Truly ill-intentioned?
You are, somehow, upon the nest of Trieste.
By the way, Trieste
And
would be
you've
sadness.
swelled the ranks of your triumvirate not merely with another, but with 2.
Indeed. They're
One
gonna
from
get
the
a...
Pyre heart, no less. And one who seeks the favor of the adversaries whom you'll imminently face.
Yes.
They are the essence. Winged terrors, as you soon shall see. Can your longing for freedom match their hatred for the vibrant country that was once your home?
From a distance, you observe as Pamela, now clad in Nightwing's raiments, heads towards your adversaries in the night. You, what sort of heathen harp would dare take wing against us? Your new companion then loosens the bodies of a man. Hello there, Tabitha. Tabitha's blood sister stares back at her a while before responding. What in the Saint Trieste Tethys, 5th of the 8 scribes, knows the disciplined or the blessed born. The eldest of the heart matriarchs, she anointed the Book of Rites and gave its words their power. What in the saints' names are you doing here, with them? Devil has come to dig your talons into my back again. No, sister, I've come to have a word with you. Save it, I can't help but share your poison blood, but I shan't ever count you as my sister. You expect me to believe you came all this way for talk? You waste your time, as ever. What's life if not a waste of time, dear sister? Give me a chance, why don't you? What you ever have to lose anymore? Besides, I've come a long way. Silence! You shan't have come here, and the time for talk is long since past. Only you could see yourself, again, consorting with my enemies. Fine then, savor their defeat, but I warn you, stay away from me. Pamatha says nothing more as her blood sister turns away again. Alright, well. Pamatha gets your attention. Listen to me, reader darling. The rest of you are ill-equipped to navigate this place. Let me conduct this ride on your behalf, and my wings will bring you victory. Dear lady, your words ring true. This knight is flattered that you have not eaten him, as is the tendency among your kind. This knight hereby volunteers his post in the triumvirate for thee. Sir Gilman refused to participate in the rites this night so that Pamatha can face her sister. You deserve the treasure's shrine. Pamatha should be better suited to the rites here than the rest of you. Dang it! Gilman!
Who
Gilman!
shall strive for freedom?
You're making this hard. We might do that. 9%, that's helpful. I don't really know how they... Reluctant, chivalrous, and choose. I need to choose more than one.
Pamatha.
Well, I thought you'd never ask, though, darling. I accept.
Ma fortem gage.
If the little bird is going to conduct the rites for us, then I shall not. Yeah, you are going to go anyway. Honestly. Headwind is going.
Edwin.
You can count on me, my friend. And I think Tizo. Tizo makes sense to me. Interesting. Umani, Shikara, and Tamatha.
Tizo.
Tizo promises to do his best against Tamatha and the Essence.
It is done.
Come then, sister. Perhaps when you're finished here, you'll spare a moment of your time. I shan't be tricked by you again, Tamatha. How poetic that we meet here on the downside. I think of nowhere else where I would rather see you rot for what you did. To our people. And to me. Alright. I actually do know why Jody is so upset. So Jody used to serve in the Commonwealth Army, and the Harps are the enemies of the Commonwealth. Pamatha seems to sense your presence and then catches your attention. Hello there, reader darling. If I'm to be at your mercy in all this, thank you very much if you can manage how often I'm to wallow in a state of banishment. Quickly, let me show you what we sisters of the Highwind remnants can do. Well, that'd be helpful, yeah.
Reader, you put yourself amidst a feud between two sisters? That
Yes.
seems entirely unwise. Even for you. Tread lightly around that exiled Pamatha. Her kind's all but forgotten Saint Triesta's grace.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a good way to traverse ground, isn't it? See, darling, we Harps, we're not so bad. Now I suppose I better get to work, don't go underestimating Tamatha over there. I trust you'll do the best you can. To the sky, sister, tell information.
Down goes that one.
Oh shit. May have just lead us into the abyss. Nailed it.
In honor of the scribes.
No, I think I may have just misspoken. Tizo, was it? Tell me something. Do you know how to fly? Tizo was rather proud of his ability to flutter, as a matter of fact. Then listen up. My blood sister there, she'll swoop right past you if you're careless, but you simply cannot get much altitude down here. So if she goes for any unfair tricks, just jump for it and catch her in the act. She was hated when I used to do that to her. Fair enough.
to the occasion.
Yep, I got caught. Wait, what?
Brilliantly done.
The Harvey Lady Sisters from Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, that... yes. I totally see it.
One careless step.
Ah, Tito got caught. Which is bad.
How careless.
Ah, wait, I got her. Oh, that was so close. Just walk it in. Walk it in.
Plunged into their fire.
Let's go. Oh, fuck.
Tread lightly. Shame.
What? I think I got it. I think I stopped that. I think I stopped that.
Poor exile.
Ah, heck. Got it.
Resplendent.
Got it. Damn you, Pamitha. You are no true Thane. To think you have the gall to call me sister still after everything you brought upon us. I hate to break it, Tabitha, but I don't think my actions, however much they hurt you, had any effect on our familial status. Look, I know I wronged you, that's why I'm here. You don't know my side of the story. Your side of the story? If I wanted to hear more lies and deceptions, I ought to have asked the Commonwealth to say my sentence for a while. Well, if you come all this way to face me, Pamitha, then come and do it. You and me. You think that you see Pamitha shake her head. Everyone, stay back. Alright.
What is it those two think they're doing? Oof.
Ah, heck.
Stand not in glory's path. Do it.
I don't think I screwed up. Yep, I made a mistake.
A banishment.
Hello.
And it
Goodbye.
is done.
Now,
The
I'm pretty sure we.
prevail yet again.
I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
Their
Not tell us.
adversaries prove no match for them.
I should probably the last stream you'll do a
The
design diatribe on how it
is
shows the memory
complete.
of history. Yeah. You Commonwealth filth, only the traitors help could you have beaten us. You postponed the coming of our liberty, but we are ever patient, and our sisters on the other side shall have their day, with or without my aid. Tamitha, wait, please. You found good company there, Pamitha. May you wither here with them. I hope sincerely we shan't ever meet again. Pamitha stands motionless as her blood sister departs. Hey, she's gone. The rest of us are headed back. What about you? Ah, sure. I don't see why not.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
Yeah, rank 3. I used to think the scribes were just a set of stories, but all this really is their doing, isn't it? More stamina. I thought I already had that one. Huh? While wearing the orb, Hedwin and as always move and pass with the orb more quickly. Hedwin as always may instantly return banished allies. More stamina. Power casting. Can just jump into people to banish them. Hedwin douses the adversary's Pyre. His Pyre covers damage equal up to 50% damage dealt. Ooh. Hmm. I like this. I like that one a lot.
Witness the rites firsthand and be inspired. The imp Tizo appears to have a certain depth of knowledge.
Tizo just had a flash of inspiration about his role in the rites and as part of the Night Wings. Tizo! Wow. Bigger booms. I believe in us. And you didn't finish that, so let's go.
Until the stars.
Let's go.
align.
God, this is so... The sports are so good. I love these sports. I love how many different playstyles there are within we're playing basketball. After prevailing over the essence with ease, you won't be able to return to your wagon to consider your next move, and how best to integrate Pamatha within the group. Don't worry, I won't be staying here any longer than it takes. I like my air fresh, so I can sleep up on the roof. I trust the rites will cause my path and Tamatha's to cross again before long. You're welcome with us for now, Pamatha. Trust is what got us here. Isn't that right, Rookie? But Rookie does not seem to hear the question. He has been rather quiet since first encountering a new guest. Pamatha shoots him one of her smiles. He's telling us something about having to check the wagon wheels again. Rookie, you have a crush on Pamatha, don't you?
Ligeratus.
Reader, ask a moment of your time outside.
Consul simpletatis.
There's somewhere I may ask we go, here in Black Basin, Reader. By your leave, of course, provided the stars allow it. Would you look upon them for us, please? So, let's see if there are some, there's where we're going. Are there more optional stars out here? Star of the Black Saddle. Those born under it are skilled negotiators. Lenorial the Olden Star, Star of the Silver Spear. Those born under it are devoted and faithful. Piskar, the Olden Star, Star of the Widow Watcher. Those born under it are mysterious and alluring. Cassius, Star of the Seventh Jester. Those born under it tend to be rather complicated. Sagathol, Star of the Whistling Prince. Those born under it possess a natural exuberance. Star of the First Empress. Those born under it seek knowledge and new experiences. Star Caprius, Star of the Moonstag Hunter. Those born under it are ambitious, but also discontented. Scorpus, I think we already saw. Virtin, Star of the Broken Boyar. Those born under it are steadfast or narrow-minded. Torvent, Star of the Great Oarsman. Those born under it are cool, calm, and collected. Arcee, Star of the Sandrunner. Those born under it are adventurous and outgoing. Aquath, the Star of the Songfisher. Those born under it are well-cultured and influential. Amazing. Ooh. Crabtree. Become as Crab.
Satempralis.
The Glade of Lu. The great staff scholar Lu's Glorian here vanquished the root titan limbless Arzak. Directly due west. Then it is just as my client intended. This client of yours, our informant, Sandalwood, he entrusted us with this wagon, this quest. Why? What does he want from us? You may ask him yourself. He awaits us somewhere in Wakingwood, due west. How do we find him? He shall find us. Since you are soon to finally meet Sandalwood, adown you shall have to cross a single narrow path leading west, where he supposedly awaits. Indeed. Pamatha's moonshine. Keep close at hand in the off chance of a good occasion, or a very bad one. Alright. Staying hydrated. Chat. Hydrate. We should all aspire to be Sir Gilman and remain hydrated. Dancing, also a mood. Up in the rafters, sniffing for food. Tidying up. Practicing lunges. Scouting the premises. Man, they're all being so responsible. Hello. You approach Powerful, who has kept to herself since she joined your small band. You sense she is unaware of you as she preens her fly feathers, but then she speaks up before she can do the same. Come to check up on me, Reader darling. In those first moments we met, the misgivings, you relate to that nice headwind boy. I wouldn't have trusted in the eye better. One of your kind's ancient enemies just happens to insert herself into your group and you just go with it? Yeah, however, my motives here are plain. You'll see, I have business with my bloodthirst Tamitha, and nothing more. You briefly met, I think. She's quite a catch. As to the little quibble between us, well, it's a long story all in all. One that's frankly no one's business but hers and mine. Surely we'll run into her again, maybe not soon, but in time, I'll have the rest of our long lives to wait. Anyway, happy to aid you in your quest until such time, especially to the extent it aids me in mine. A simple exchange. Until then, you have stay vigilant, darling. You needn't concern yourself with making small talk with someone like me. And besides, we harps have a saying: liars abound. She stews away before you can respond. Really? No new scribble things? I want new scribble trials. Let us continue. To the Sulphur Main. Don't get attacked. The wagon has hit a snag, descending the Black Crags. Its wheel is stuck. Jariel is not pleased. First that blasted little bird, now this. Though you lacked Jariel's raw strength, you joined in as she attempts to dislodge the wagon. At last, with a roar and a heave, she forces the wagon back onto solid ground. May this sandalwood be worth all the hassle. Thank you, Jody. I'm guessing sandalwood doesn't like to be kept waiting. He is very patient, on the contrary. Not I. Let us move on. Soon the wagon is prepared to press onward down the jagged slopes towards Wakingwood. Your companions who explored ahead advise on which of the four paths is best. Sir Gilman! Let us go. Alright, have a good night. Jeez, thank you for staying up so late for us. Goodbye, and enjoy. Sir Gilman is relieved at your decision to take the flatter of the two paths down the Black Crags, but nonetheless seems rather shaken by the steep trip down. This knight mislikes these heights! For shame, Master Reader, you must take this knight for a common, craven coward. He buries his head in the soil. When at last you coax him back up, you see he has an item of some sort. Haha! This knight did have you fooled there, did he not? He explains how finding the item was his plan all along. Sir Gilman has found porous crystal. His fear of heights remains. Alright, Leander, we're only going to go probably for one more thing, so you won't have too much of the VOD, but good luck with work tomorrow. Enjoy your night. I hope you get rest. Now then, let us go from the lava to this suspicious other area. Having passed beyond the Black Crags, your wagon arrives at the edge of Wakingwood. It is here that Sandalwood is to be expecting you. However, that's puzzling. He ought to have met us here. You said he would find us himself. Aye, he was to find us at the edge of these woods. We supposed to keep waiting for him? He would desire for the stars to be your guide, as always. The rights beckon, and the rights take precedence above all else. Surely he shall find us yet. Then, let's keep moving. How do we get through these woods? Below Minstrel notes two possible paths forward from this point, though cautious that the woods are difficult to navigate, as Sandalwood would have known the most expedient path. Study the rights there, or once resided there? Let us study the rights. I think we wish to study the rights, because that is the deep lore. Come now. Sandalwood is a master in the rights, or used to be at least. Then, well, it is not my place to say. Doubtless he shall tell you in due time. Now, if only we could find him. He is to mentor his own companions in the rights not far from here. However, you find no trace of the informant anywhere nearby. Without its black grounds, you remain quite lost in the woods. The woods seem to have encroached. There is no path forward, while neither of the paths leading backward appear to match the route you took to this point. Well, let us wander about some more. The woods are so disorienting at this point you decide to break for camp and survey the surroundings for clues. Perhaps later there shall be time to pursue your vocations. The Beyonder Crystal Sheiks Dario! Yes! Yes! You bring me brief reprieve from solitude. What seek you in exchange? Certainly, you shall be the target of my wrath at you. Let's go. Big presents. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Jadario. That surly demon, is it? She could stand to line up, though I fear that is not a secret I can teach. But let us bring her forth, regardless. Jadario appears in heat of silence. What is the meaning of this, reader? Oh, Parisian. Yeah, it does make time go by so quickly. Now, I wish to see my presence. What is the meaning of this? Reader, where are the others? The apparition Sandra appears and loosens her mask. Welcome to my humble home, demon. You are good at taking orders now. State your purpose quickly, Wraith. My purpose is to put you to the test. You may be fearsome to behold, but you are old and slow. Your weaknesses perhaps outweigh your strength, though I sorely wish to see you and your lovely reader prove me wrong. Old, she says. Very well then, reader, let us show her whether she is right. I assume we're facing... Oh, we're facing... Harps. Well, that's bad. Ah, heck. What? I disagree. He clearly finished the thing. No. What? Again. Disagree. Hard disagree. Oh well. I believe in us. What? Again? No. Rude. Luckily, they fed. Luckily, they fed. And I only have to land 3 things here, so it's not too bad. Ah, heck. I threw really hard there. Heck. Heck. That's okay. One more we can do. I believe in us. Voila! Easy enough. Not even close. Nopsalas. Are you satisfied now, Wraith? I am never satisfied, Demon. However, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Indeed. Indeed. What talisman do we get? What super buff demon?
Satum Tara.
That was a strange experience. What do you have there, reader? I received Solium's Horn. Effect. Judariel is the only one able to do it. Sandra's second blade managed to graze her target's face, twisted as it was, with sorrow, not with... Twisted as it was, with sorrow, not with rage. So Judariel casts better. Alright. Alright. Yes, yes. What are you talking to? Let me ask you something, lovely reader. Have you any idea for how long I've been imprisoned here? You guessed that Sandra could have been in her current state of exile since well before the dawn of the current age. At first, she shows no indication that she even heard you. Close. Soon enough I shall be getting there. I've been imprisoned thus for 837 years. According to my count at least, it's possible I've lost track, but given my state, I can assure you I have had ample time to verify my arithmetic. She goes silent for a time. Let me give you some advice. If you decide to kill the Emperor, make sure you achieve what you set out to do. I expected my own death, regardless of the outcome of my task. I was not expecting this. Certainly not be telling you about it 837 years later, or however long it has been. Though enough of that for now, let us get back to business. Okay, so that's actually a hugely strong talisman. Like, hold up. Especially if, what if I leveled it up? I think that's actually a mistake. I think leveling it up's probably a mistake, because Jadariel, unfortunately, seems to be awfully quick on the, well, I'm like not even halfway. Could get some benefit from that. Maybe we'll raise it once. But just spamming, being able to just absolutely spam out. Do I have such a talisman? I do. Have presence. Now tell me, what would this do? That would only upgrade it once. That would only upgrade that once. This is useful... Only usable by Ryukyu. Yeah. I think we shall wait. Sift through the ashes. He was here, he was here. You mean sandalwood, if I may ask, how can you be so certain? I think from this, it says something another one says, but I feel like it has to mean something. Shay produces a small strip of bark she found in the ashes. First seems like nothing of interest until you see a message carved into the inside. Come to Cinderroot. Ass. Must mean something. So, it's some kind of message from this sandalwood guy? Seems that way. Which way to Cinderroot? It is due west. Perhaps we can set forth early tomorrow. When the woods are still? Sounds good. Everyone rest up. Big day coming up. Study! We need the lore. Despite your growing knowledge of the Book of Rites, you yet struggle to grasp certain aspects of its teachings. The greater understanding comes the reader's influence. You concentrate on the knowledge of the 8 scribes, and how they compose the Book of Rites, among their many feats. Celerity. We all move faster. Continue our journey. Well, we are going to Cinderroot. Through all of these suspicious trees. You arrive on the outskirts of Cinderroot. Once again, the informant Sandalwood is nowhere to be found. You sense the hopes of your companions waning as your search through the area yields nothing. Then, something starts to limp Tizo. Tizo seems to be crying out in surprise. He spotted something, or someone. A tall figure. Yeah! Strides forward from the trees, making a sound like laughter. The imp charges towards him, and leaps right into the figure's arms. They embrace. Hail Tizo, but you look famished. Here. The tall sap. Let me get lively with them. The Commonwealth achieved in decades what it could not achieve in century. Produces something that the imp swallows immediately and with great pleasure. The lone minstrel nods his head in affirmation. Everyone, I wish to introduce you to my client, Wolfred Sandalwood. It has been too long, Wolfred, sir.
Nerame tempus.
Too long indeed, Tariq. I trust your new companions bring some color to your days. They do, sir. I think you shall find them worthy of the Nightwings. The sap looks upon the lot of you. You cannot sense his thoughts. We shall see. Then he turns to you. You must be the reader. I'm certain that we all appreciate your efforts here, my boy. That we shall manage on our own from here on out. You're welcome to continue with us, of course, though you are free to go. I trust you have been adequately compensated for your time. Thanks as well for looking after all my books. You consider what to say to all of this. You stand your ground, being Wolfred's steady gaze, and assert to him that you do not feel your commitments to and from this group have yet been satisfied. Hold on. Wolfred, sir, I'm Hedwin. My companions and I are the ones who answered your call. We followed the signs you left for us. Now we're here, thanks to you and also to this reader. Not just a reader. He's our friend. My friend. He's not disposable. We made him a promise and our freedoms are now intertwined. Wolfred smirks at this. Freedom's not something to be traded or exchanged, my boy. I'd hope that you have come to grasp this much by now. He breathed a sigh. It seems we started off on the wrong foot. It's not my wish to sour the occasion, for there's much to do. You have a right to get to, do you not? I'll come along, though shall not interfere, for you seem to have a kinship with this reader of yours. Now, Tariq? Aye, Wolfred, sir? Come, let's have a chat. Of course, sir. Wolfred strides towards the black flag, which must have belonged to him. You sense many conflicting emotions among your companions. Well, I don't like him. Chat, I'm getting bad vibes. I had been saying I do not think that anyone thus far is actively malicious. Right, that was what the thought I had earlier was, right, even the guys we are fighting don't really seem malicious, just complicated. I'm getting bad vibes from Wolfred. Your wagon cuts through a clearing to arrive at the Glade of Lu, where the stars directed you. Wolfred nods his approval, believes everyone to their devices. Now. Oh hey you guys, I guess you didn't get the word about this new franchise we just opened here now, so give you a great deal. Just tell your friends, okay? Oh, and hey there, Mr. Sandalwood. Good day to you as well, Ron. Okay, once per ride, if a player's fire is extinguished, you instead get 5. Hello. Give. And I would sell this. And I would sell this. I still cannot afford the Sunken Shadow, which is what I wanted. But we might take a look at what is doing this with you guys, so he does have a nice pipe. I'll give him that. He's got a very nice pipe. First, the lore. Don Beardy, hello, welcome. We are about to play sports. And by sports I mean, horoscopic basketball? I think it's horoscopic basketball. The demon, in the words of Golgol Athanian, the Master General. Emperor Mur. Scarcely could I recognize him when at last I found him. A half-starved animal, horns sprouted from his head, a bestial mirror of his blackened reputation. And I, a man who conquered countries, feared my emperor then in such a way as I had never known. My charge had been to slay this man, but when I discovered him, he was already fighting for his life. The little imp, Ha'ub, proved of little help against the sisters of the Arch, whose entire lives were culminating in this instant. I was unable to watch. My heart ached with such pity for the man, and for the love I felt for him when I had served him, that I sprang to his defense. Yes, this is the famous sports ball game that you played. That sounds about right. And I am a trained historian, and so I am adoring all of the medieval-ish, right, this is Irish, but, right, all of the historical imagery going on in this to supplement the sports ball. And the tree mother. A tree man. As you approach Wolfred Sandalwood, you feel very much aware that you reside within his black wagon, rather than he in yours. He stares you in silence for a time, then, Tariq, if you have a moment. Aye, Wolfred, sir, what is it? This reader, you deem him worthy by your estimation? The lone minstrel tilts his hat in your direction. If you wish my own estimation, Wolfred, sir, then yes, I do. Of course, it is not entirely for me to see, but I have seen this reader integrating with the others well. I believe his achievements are self-evident in having reached Black Basin. And, Owner Noah, thank you for the follow just now. Your instructions were deliberately difficult to follow, yet he and the others followed them. Indeed. Your words make sense as ever, Tariq. And what does little Tizo think of him, I wonder? Ah, Tizo indicates that, as a matter of fact, he is happy to have you around. I love him. There you have it, sir. I see. He continues to examine you. High praise isn't oft spoken by those two, my boy. Nonetheless, I shall be watching you. Now, pardon us, Tariq and I have matters to discuss. They leave without another word, though you think he knows the lone minstrel look your way over his shoulder. Now, let us commence. You are both Tizo stands? This chat is entirely composed of Tizo stands. Tizo is adorable. Gilman is just as adorable. Shay, also adorable. Jadariel, hot buff lady, what's not to like? You and your fellow exiles arrive in the sacred site called Glade of Lu, and now look to the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. The woods about you bring a sense of tranquility you have not felt in some time. And Coranium, hello and welcome. My god, the Tizo heart. The Tizo heart is excellent. And Don Beardy, thank you for the follow. We do a variety of stuff, by the way, if you don't know. So, next one is we usually stream a bit later in the day, since I'm in the US and, you know, have a job. But we'll be playing a variety of stuff. We're finishing up God of War this week. We'll have some AC Valhalla. And then soon we'll have Elden Ring. And of course, we'll be playing a lot more of this, too. It was about you spring a sense of tranquility you have not felt in some time. Then you notice one of the trees move. It shuffles toward you and regards you with an exaggerated bow. Well, goodness, by the roots of Glorian. He is said to have fathomed every thought, and his wisdom throws through the river of his name. It would appear the rumors are correct. The Nightwings have returned. Oh, but where are my manners? One moment. The snap claws at his mask with his wispy fingers. Much better. H. Manly Tinderstauf. He's a sycophant who seems certain he will land in a position of high standing once he is free. At your service. Perhaps you've heard of me, my fellows, and myself. You will perhaps know us as the Chastity. We shall soon stand against you in the rights, for I am just whiling away the time making small talk. Now, as I've introduced myself, your turns. To whom am I speaking? Then, in your mind's eye, you see Wolfred and hear his voice. Manly Tinderstauf is not to be trusted. Reveal neither yourself to him nor me. Well? Beneath her mask, Jadariel stares back at him in silence. You suspect Wolfred's message may have reached every member of the group. Why now, how very rude indeed. Well, fine. Ignore me, but you do so at your peril. Anyhow, once this evening's rite commences, any moment now, I'm afraid ignoring me won't be an option any longer. Oh, and I do believe the sky is beginning to show. We'll have to chat again some other time. Now, come along, come along. Manly bows again and wanders into a clearing as the stars begin to burn. Exhales by two from distant masteries. Each time they rise in rank.
Once again, the stars align themselves before you,
True,
reader.
the genocide against Fish was poor form.
Now at the glade
But
of
Fish.
view, I have to say, you've come so very far.
Indeed.
But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too.
Now,
They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the Chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
wait. Is the narrator starting to believe in us? I wonder, Nightwings, how well you know these woods. Why these woods will strangle you, I'm afraid I could do little to stop them, even if I tried. You might do better to beware them. When Jadario continues to ignore them, he grows upset. Why, you insolent, then fine, let us begin the dance instead. And allow me to thank you in advance for letting me return then to my proper station in the Commonwealth. Now,
Who shall conduct the rites?
firstly,
Sir Gilman.
secondly,
Joe Dariel.
and thirdly, since the Tizo stands have arrived en masse in chat,
Tizo. It is done.
Tizo is eager to mark Manly and his goons down a peg or two. Are you quite ready finally, O Nightwings? May all those masks of yours ensure no harm should come to any of your lovely countenances. No, come along, let's give the stars a show. Oh, interesting. May I present to you Humboldt Manly Jr. Why, he's every bit my equal and is going to guarantee the Tinder style flight shall have a bright future. He goes on and on about a sapling for a while. This knight does not know about you, good Jadario, but he's quite finished listening to that sap's idle blather. I could not agree more. But now isn't he just the most precious thing you've ever seen? The sap is nothing but an extension of Manly. If he is banished, the sapling should cease to trouble you as well.
Manly and his offspring hold no small degree of influence within the Commonwealth, reader. There are many who would welcome his return, though none so much as he himself. The first dousing.
A beginner. Oh ho, what's this? It seems the woods themselves are closing in upon our little soiree. Oh, do be careful now, these grasping roots and vines. They may not hold you in such high esteem as I. Ah, you're trolling us. How rude of you.
Your adversary Manly is comfortable in this suffocating glade. Yet he longs now for the comfort of his Commonwealth estate. Perhaps such wealth ought to be reserved instead for you.
Ah,
Careless.
Worth. Kaboom. Ah, heck.
So close.
Explosions.
Too bad for that one. So it is.
Tizo! Oh dear, the woods are closing in uncomfortably close at that. Whatever shall we do? Perhaps we just stand a while to put an end to this that much the sooner. I need to get a big hit in. Ugh, this is gonna get nasty if I'm not careful. Ah, heck. Rolled.
Sinners.
Absolutely rolled. True,
Banished
but
all
tough.
of them.
Ah, hell. Heck.
Positively brutish.
Heck.
Your Pyre spans.
What? Excuse me.
Manly banished. No sign of the chastity for now.
Jadariel, just walk it in. Walk it in.
Wherewithal.
Say, have any of you noticed I was feeling rather crowded in here? Only as if the 100 Minds himself resents you being here. Yes, I rather think that's it. So cease with all your scurrying about with that damn doorbell and let me handle this. You are trolling us, aren't you? Oh well, so be it. Yes, no, what? Got them both.
Sorry,
Oh
Manly.
no. Oh,
Against
I
throwing in
almost
the
got
orb.
it. I almost got them both.
My.
Ah, hell. Well, that went poorly.
Thrust straight into
That
your
went poorly.
flames.
We'll have to start playing way better now, because we are in trouble
Both
now.
triumvirates are equally as close. Oh. Begone, Jodariel. Fear not the purifying flame.
Now if I can just get a Jadariel hit. Oh, right, you Nightwings, I've had up to here with you. Perhaps I've simply up to here with all these encroaching plants, these miserable things. Either way, I don't appreciate how you're ignoring me. Alright, it's just, can we get Jadariel to get a hit?
Yes.
Heck. Rolled. Now? Come now.
Engulfed within the aura.
Heck, I whiffed. I whiffed. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way to do that. There we go. Got it.
All banished.
Yes, and you're, I would actually pass. 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 No. I'm just playing to stall. Playing to stall.
There.
And
The
that's
orb
close.
engulfed in fire.
10 more. 10 more. Ah.
Your victory
Tizo's actually a
is
great choice for this. I should be able to fly in.
And
Yeah!
it is done.
Tizo! Tizo for the
Nightwings
win!
once again prevail. Their
Noxalis.
adversaries must be rather shaken after that.
That was not pretty, but we
The
did
night
win it.
is ended.
Good, that imbecile of a sap, so much talk and hot air. Tizo is fired up at having prevailed against Manly and the Chastity. Well, my. Oh, worry not, O Nightwings, I'm not angry with you, honestly, but I am very, very, Very disappointed. I thought perhaps we had something going on here between us. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, and all that. Instead, however, you have decided to spit in my face. Fine. We'll have to see where all your rudeness gets you. Now, ta-ta!
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained.
750 total. Gain more inspiration. And
Desperate for honor, this Gilman may yet learn.
huzzah! Great wisdom clouds over this knight's entire consciousness. I love him. If Sir Gilman and all his allies are banished, he shall... Those are both awesome. Holy heck. Those are both better though. I like this track.
Sojourner.
Nice.
Until the next right.
That was well done, my boy. I'm beginning to see why your companions vouch for you. Don't let it go to your head, of course. After defeating the Chastity rather soundly, you return to your wagon to consider your next move. An adequate performance back there. Adequate? Yes, adequate for the next part of our plan. Go, have your reader there consult the stars. See where they take you a hint. I'll take you next. I'll give you a hint. It's further north. It's going to be high up. Did this not hear you say high up? And it's going to be cold. We'll see. Come on, my friend. Let's have a look outside then. That plan Wolfred mentioned, I just want you to know I don't know what he means. We're here because we're going to be free again. We won't be living out our days as exiles. That's the only plan as far as I'm concerned. But there's always a catch, right? We'll see what Wolfred has to say. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. No matter what, we're getting closer thanks to you. Well. Solium the Golden Star. Aquith, song we already saw. Excellent. Then let us go again, eh? Having done all 8, I guess all 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No, I'm only counting 6. Am I bad at counting? I am bad at counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8. Top of the world. So now you see it for yourself. You are summoned to the north, where looms Mount Elodiel, sacred mountain on whose summit the rites were first conceived. At the very top, the fall of Solium. From the stars indicate this exactly. Wolfred, sir, how did you know? Wolfred smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts, as though he is directing them at you.
I too can read, my boy. Forbidden though the words may be.
He turns back the head. Your reader's scares, while rare, are not unique. But as I said, I'll let him do the job. I see that you have something special going here, which benefits the plan. What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Oh, fear not, my boy. It is, indeed. Plenty of time to tell you all about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you can use some rest. And for that matter, so can I. If you'll excuse me. You sense your companions are exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. Well, there seems to be no one here. So, onward we shall go. We'll get up to the next one. I don't think we'll do the next right before calling it a night, but we'll at least make our way that direction. At dawn, Wolfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands of the north, beyond which lie your next destination. The Sglorian Shore. And we are going to a sacred mountain. This should shock nobody. Sacred mountains are extremely common in fantasy. Peter, I know what's coming. No. We get clear of the woods at last and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. We'll have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Wilfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. He can't sense his own thoughts on the subject and know only the truth of how you feel. Freedom means being able to make decisions on your own terms. Freedom means having a clear conscience and a clear, carefree heart. Freedom means answering to no one's will other than your own. Freedom means being able to go where the heart yearns without restriction and without fear. Freedom means not having one's strongest feelings and emotions repressed or rebuffed. Freedom means living life without concern for others' judgment or approval. Freedom is just another empty goal to chase, to give one's life a false sense of meaning. Freedom means not being forced into responding to such questions. Your thoughts on freedom are your own. You hold Wilfred's gaze, but do not answer them. You feel the tension growing, but at last he breaks the silence on his own. So, freedom means you can defy me, is that it? Well, I suppose it does. Or perhaps you haven't spared the subject any real thought, or don't know what you think I wish to hear. No matter, I pose the question to get you to think. He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, what you choose to think or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor. The opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others, such as you. A system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost. And the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear that they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling. The plan, then, is this. We free each other from the downside through the rites. Then we meet upon the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum, the burned-down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. The remains stand as warning to those who would seek to spread forbidden knowledge. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. You're plotting a revolt. Just so. I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here, like so many others. So, if any among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, then speak now. Wilfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourself friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rites and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom, you will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth. But together, you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. And that's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Wilfred turns towards the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward path. Well, chat, I think we shall delay our choice for a while longer, for we shall climb the summit and seek enlightenment. Notably, actually, there's a thought. I wish to see... Dang it. Nay. You will not give me a choice to view the roster, will you? Shame. I wish to view our progress towards enlightenment before we finished. But so be it. I certainly hope you all enjoyed this. We'll be back. Next stream will be on Friday. We'll be finishing up God of War, I think. We're pretty close to the end, so we'll be doing that. I'll have Luca back with me, as usual. And then make our way onwards. Then Sunday will be more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We'll do, I think, all of Case 3, so it's going to be another long stream that shall murder my voice, so have fun with that, as we talk about London and Victorianism and all those fun things. You know, we are historians, we should do history around here. And I hope everyone stays safe and well. Big thanks to our patrons who made this possible. Raptorus, Leander, Geo Anomaly, Angus Mole, Aiden Frost, Chris J, and Addy Berg. Leander is the one who suggested this game. And if you wish to suggest your own favorite game for me to play, you can do so by supporting me over on Patreon. So, I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. We'll be back on Friday with more of this. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the gorgeous tunes and gorgeous visuals. This has been Pyre. Alright? Have a good night, everyone.